let me show you what we're doing today. When I bought this truck, it did not have an interior light. The stock F350 interior light goes right there. It just didn't have one, and I had one of these. Here, I'll show you. One of these lights here. I hooked these up, that side and that side, to my reverse lights, so that it was just a lot more light in the back. I've got some tint, not a lot of tint, but you know, it's pretty good tint. So it just makes it a whole lot easier to back up the truck at night. And I bought a pack of like 12 of these freaking things, and there's nothing wrong with it. It works. But what I'm gonna be doing, I'm putting this stuff right here in. So yeah, there's model number. I bought this a few years ago, and I'm finally deciding to go ahead and put it in. So I want to run this this coil light from there to there, all the way across to there, and then on the inside there. There, the entire interior of the cab is illuminated with red instead of white. Anybody who's ever owned a BMW knows that you did like that. That's orange. I literally bought this radio because it was one of the only ones I found that were not blue, wasn't green, wasn't white. I really do not like any kind of non-red light inside of the cab, because at night, green light, blue light, white light, all those things are really, really bad for your night vision. It's something I learned in the Marine Corps, and it's because of cones and rods. And so I want to eliminate as many bright non-red hue lights as possible. So that's why I bought this stuff here. So let's get started and wire this puppy up. But first we have to do a little bit of cleaning to make sure that the self-adhesive on the back of this, let's see if I can open this up with only one hand. Hold on. So this stuff here, I went ahead and already tested it. It'll run 2.2 amps at 13.5 volts DC, and it's got this barrel type pin connector that's attached to one side. I'm pretty certain I can figure out how to either do one of these myself, or maybe they sell these little whips. I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it, but I want to use more of this for a future project. But you just basically wheel out however much you want, and then clip it to length, and you're good to go. So again, let's get started by cleaning up all the surfaces on where this thing is going to sit. Which, oh yeah, and if you're asking, this is HVAC duct insulation. I bought the truck pretty cheap. It did not have a headliner in it, and during the summer, your head just bakes because of the steel, the ceiling of the roof. So I put this stuff in there, and man, what a difference it actually makes. It really does. It's fantastic stuff. I used a really good high speed, low drag, double-sided tape all along the edges, everywhere it touched, all the way up and around. Cut it to fit, and it's been working really good for me. I have no complaints. Good stuff. All right, so one of the things I did not know, and up until this point, again, I bought this a few years ago. This is not double-sided tape. That is actually part of the light strip. So I'm going to have to use double-sided tape to put this up. So I don't know. Let me bring this back inside and see if this red stripe in the middle illuminates. Because if so, I might want to just put that up against the chassis. So I'll run it that way so that only red light comes down and not in. I don't know. Let's go put this on the bench and let's see what we got. All right, so this is my setup. I've got 13.5 on the voltage, 2.2 amps on the supply. It's got simple alligator clips going to it with a little package. You buy these, they're real cheap, all kinds of stuff you can use them for. So let's pry this thing up, because like I said, it's been a few years since I've looked at this in the past. We're gonna, yeah, that's nice and red. It looks more whitish red on the camera, but in right here next to it, it's really freaking red. So we do have a little bit of bleed through on the side there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this, I don't know. We'll only have just downlight or a little bit of area light. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna put this way, starting from that side of the cab, working that way. There, you don't see the white. And to stick it to the truck, let's go see what we have in the tape box. So in the tape box, we have two types of double-sided tape. Oh, in my house anyway. You've got this this ye old stuff that I bought from the Homeless Despot many years ago. It came in a great big roll, huge roll. So I use this stuff all the time. This is what I actually use to put up the HVAC insulation on the roof. It's very sticky. But a couple years ago for Christmas, my wife found this stuff. And it's supposed to be one of, if not the most sticky, highest yielding double-sided tape, at least that she could find. And quite frankly, I've never used it. I don't know if you see that. But supposedly it's supposed to be really high-speed, low-drag stuff. Once you put it on, you can't take it off. I know that this stuff here is pretty much the same way. Once you put it on, it doesn't really like to come off. So I know this works, but this being thinner, I think we're going to use the high-speed, low-drag stuff. All right, let's get this thing cut to fit and go and install it. All right, so my new plan, I disconnected this light so that you can see without being blinded, is I'm pretty much going to come right from, right from here all the way around the truck and end up over there. The reason being is because I'm going to go ahead and keep this somewhat red line right here exposed to the interior of the truck, and that's just the way that it's directed. So I've already used 99% or 90% isopropyl alcohol to clean up all the surfaces. I'm actually going to put it on this lip so that it's going to shine pretty much down on top of my dashboard all the way across. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult because I've got some extra wiring up on top. Let me turn this radio down. I got some wiring I have to deal with. This wiring here is for that guy, which turns my DOT lights into flashers. Because a lot of times I find myself on the side of the road helping somebody out, fixing their cars, trucks, vans, machines, whatever. And having some kind of a hazard warning system is pretty good to go. And I don't want to actually put a bar on top, like an actual hazard bar on top. So I chose that. If I can figure out what the company name was, I'll put a link, or what are they called? Chirons. I'll put a Chiron on the bottom here to say what it is that I bought. Really cool device. They're about $350 or so, I think it was. But yeah, it turns your DOT lights into flashers. And there's all kinds of different functions you can do with it. I think there's like 11. I could be wrong, but there's like 11 different flash modes. You just hit this little button right there that I installed. So yeah, let's get some double-sided tape put up there and start running this thing. All right, so what I ended up doing was going from this side and around and up and over. Let's see if I can make this transition. Core. I need abs. There we go. Up and around, and it terminates right there. So there's these little lines on here. You have to cut it right on the lines. So it just worked out where that was the end. So I didn't have any extra or lack thereof. Now I went ahead and kept my white light here. So if I ever need to have a really bright light, I just have to reconnect this. Oh yeah, hold on. My cab light's timed out. So I just reconnect that and I have a white light. I'm going to be putting a switch in there. I might even wire it to this guy. This little map light that I'm not using currently to do all this. But this is just a test in progress. So here it is. Show you over here. Goes up and around. I left all the corners pretty slack because this allegedly high-speed, low-drag, double-sided tape isn't as high-speed and or low-drag as the marketing wank said it was. I think that the red-backed, black double-sided tape, the stuff I used to put this ceiling up with, I think that's a little bit stronger. I really do. Trying to peel off the backer, the red plastic backer off of the double-sided tape. I started peeling off the double-sided tape from the chassis. So it was kind of a pain in the dick because I don't have fingernails. So I had to use a pair of pliers and a razor blade. But yeah, I think that actually worked. I can't wait for it to get dark outside so I can see how well this illuminates my my interior. So I'll check back in a few hours and we'll see how this looks at night. All right, we're about to look into the cab. It's not exactly night. It looks a lot brighter on the camera than in, what do the kids say? IRL, in real life. So let's check it out. Dude, that's awesome. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. This is, my whole entire interior is bathed in beautiful red light. I'm loving everything I did today. It's actually better than I thought it was going to look. It's not even bright outside. Excuse me. It's not even dark outside. Again, the camera makes this whole scenery that you see much brighter than it is in real life. And looking at it through the camera and using my own eyes, dude, it bathes the entire cab of the truck in beautiful red light. I love this. I should have done this like 2.5 years ago when I bought this freaking LED strip. That's fantastic. I love it. Definitely do this to your truck. They make it in all kinds of different colors too. I chose red because of the previous reasons I stated before. Red light is great for nighttime rods. Nighttime rod viewing through your eyes. The rod cells in your eyes. Cones are for colors. Nighttime rods, daytime cones. So yeah, dude, I love this. It looks fantastic. Kudos to my lady who bought me the double-sided tape. That doesn't stick as well as the other stuff that I showed you earlier. The stuff that I used to put my ceiling, that HVAC insulation on. But it still worked great. It worked fantastic. I love everything I did here today. Wonderful. I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe because I'm always screwing around with different stuff and I'm always doing different things throughout the week. I'd love to hear your comments on what you would do different. and what you've done to your vehicles and to your machines and so forth. So yeah, good night.